We're recording? Yes. Hello, hello, hello. We're doing the AUG today. Austrian rifle used both by the Australians and the Irish. Of the three European bullpups, you have the SA80, the FAMAL, and the AUG. After the FN FAL was out of usage due to the American politics saying we all need to use 5.56 because 7.62 was unfucking inappropriate due to its ability to have high penetration and overkill. A lot of other politics. There might be variable reasons, but basically America had a lot of 5.56 they wanted to sell Europe, so the development of 5.56 rifles came about. Germany and Austria argued on who would then take up the mantle of the FAL, which was an Austrian rifle at the time, nicknamed the right arm of the free world. And hey presto, your 5.56 rifles came about, and the unification of Europe's armies having one weapon ceased at that point. Germans went with the G36C, and even though, to be fair, the Germans weren't using the FAL, they were using a G3 because they weren't given the patents to make FAL in their own country. So because of that factor, they were like, we need to make our own weapon, and that's the G3, and that's a lot of politics with that. But generally speaking, everyone else was using the FAL. If not, the FAL was the G3. But generally speaking, the FAL was adopted by the Yanks, who were like, oh no, we don't like this, it's not American, we'll have the M14. So no, we've got the AUG here today, so about the politics. Not huge on the damage in comparison to the rifles we've used previously, even though it's a full-length bullpup. Non-returning bolts. The bolt does not move in regard to the firing action. Bolt does lock open on end of mag. The M14 doesn't. I do apologise. I did mention that did on the video, but throughout it you can see it hasn't. That was a mistake on my behalf because the M1 Grant usually has that loose ping, and I thought they kept the bolt lock on the M14. Apparently that isn't the case. Maybe that's depending on the variant. There's a lot of them kicking about. The Australians do like using that as well for a rifle. But with the AUG, it does hold back. It has a progressive trigger that isn't replicated in the game. In real life, that means it has a half pull for semi, full pull for full auto. Countries like Australia and Ireland, who do use this, have made it so they have a selector to allow them to lock it to semi, as well as allowing it to then be in semi to full auto trigger setup. So you can actually lock it into a semi-fire to fire position. That is done via modifications to the safety switch, which is, as you can see a little later on. You have on certain variants, you got our mag release here and our bolt release there. These can vary on models I've seen from game to game, or this light system at the back. That pin there is basically just a retaining pin for the actual bolt. It's nothing to do with the actual fire system on it. And the cover up there is the alternative setup, which I'll go through once we get hold of it. This is this the AUG? Oh, this will be the AUG A2 variant, where they introduced the Picatinny rail over the previous version, which had a inbuilt pre-established sight, which was usually 1.5 to 1 point times, which is the murder donut comes from reference to this weapon. The G36 also has it, where it's a little donut on the actual sight, and it's the death donut. But they've gone with this variant, I'm guessing, for the game, due to the simple reason is probably this is the A3 variant. Just looking at that, my brain's on a moment. To me, the A3 variant means you have a particularly ready heel, so you can attach grenade launchers as well as other functions, because the actual model does have one which can attach into the pin for the grip, but they did make the A3 variant, which is like the full rail version. And there's a few other variants, but they have like a commando variant. This isn't the full length variant, which I think that's why they've gone with A3, because it's the shorter barrel variant. Sugar. As normal, we've got the standard NATO optics on this one. I don't know, it's NATO, I call them NATO because it's very Yank stuff. I'm going to run a 2 times on this and a suppressor. Laser on this is a bit of an unusual one. Unlike the other ones we've seen previously, unlike the previous versions, it isn't a CQB box, it is just a little pen point laser which is attached to the front. and then we'll go for the firing systems. We are currently on a Snowy Peaks to have a look at this. It's a bit hard to find a map appropriate for this because it is in green camouflage. It was designed for Europe. This is more like the Swiss Alps and Russia, Scandinavian states. So yeah, maybe be kind of considered to be used that way. As you can see, the fire selector's there. It does not move on the model because in RL this would click in and out and would be like a half click point for semi. Due to that, they haven't made that into the model. We've got our bolt release here, which is here. If I pull back on the bolt here, you can see that's the bolt release. In the model, this would also be poppable up. Would be poppable out to allow us to variate this from left to right-handed, depending on which primary shooter. There are alternatives to have conversion kits in to move the bolt across, but generally speaking, I do apologise. This is always what happens when we start these. But as the bolt does not fire back and forth on the rifle itself, jump back in again. Continue running down the weapons, and then we'll go for a bit of a spree of killing. Where are we this time? Oh, we're outside. Lovely. I hope we will die again here because this is open ground with the bloody Russian Apaches, which they have replaced now since at some point. We've got our Styrog markings here. Unfortunately, even though... What is the lighting on this game? Jesus. It's like soft overcast. It's like, we got a light? No. Just like, I'm under cloud coverage and I'm in the shadow. It's like, it's going... Oh, shit. Don't know what mode we're in now. As we can see here, we've got the laser, more visual. We just wander over to the lake over here, and then we're going to start killing folks. I forget that we're thinking, well, we've got even more markings back here. I didn't notice this one. I had it on your left-hand side. If you're a left-hand shooter, you get to see all the markings, don't you, on this one, in comparison to the others. But no, it is a bolt. Yeah, there's none there. Good. We'll just stay here out the way for now. Right, waffle mag. Big two-way rail on the top. On the actual model, you can click this up and make it into a vertical grip if you wanted to. Most people I've seen don't do that because you like hot barrel, bad idea. But you can literally, that clicks up and goes that way. I think that was mainly done for, not so much for shooting, more for people using it as storage to get this out the way. It does look very sci-fi, very, very, very sci-fi. Gas chamber systems are up here, little nozzles to change it. You do have it on the airs as well. As you can see, the recoil is somewhat manageable with the suppressor. It's because it's got the inbuilt foregrip. Recoil is inherently less than it would be on its counterparts, and it is fairly accurate for like mid-range shooting. If we shoot, you can see the round fires out. Oh. Yeah, I was going to die. But I think we've covered pretty much everything we need to on the weapon. It is a waffle mag, 30 rounds, Stanag. Does not take AR mags. It is primary AUG mags it will only take. So those waffle mags will only go in the AUG. I do... with me. My reaction time's a bit slow then. He had me on fucking bro. Oh, we got smokes and then we're gonna map off. The video isn't glitchy when I'm stuttering, maybe the game's doing this to me, mistakes at the moment need fixing. So don't worry, it's not the video buffing, the game's just like, nah, don't move proper. So... really is doing me in, this lack of like moving properly. But I can't dart out the way of contacts and it's getting on my nerves now really bad. This garage, make sure there's no contacts there. Started there but I don't see any. Push around the over here flank. Play the fucking rear out. I messed up shot it I missed. Do look like there's some more to keep going as well. Did I get him? Me and my sloppy shooting nearly get the kill, but I thought I missed that shot. I thought it could sandbag in front of him. Below. Left on the river in a second air base and 2 points of contact into clear. Beam tower, one below tower and one in tower. We'll get ourselves clear of this position up here, get eyes on, take the one out below the tower and then take the one above the tower up. Let's show. You love something out of stuff. You didn't know we were here now, did you? I like with some of the guns, the mags are easy to see on rounds you got in them. Others are just like
but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before the noon. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew how much I miss not knowing.
oh. Yeah, sorry about that. I do have a habit of shooting on the edge of my eye rather than like what I should do.
The truth is hard to swallow. I think I'll chew it.
There's another one then we saw moving on the edge of my eye then. You know, using the icebergs as pitter patter cover.
I wish I knew how much I miss. I know that we're all screwed when we play our roles and ignore the problems.
I have one mag left.
I wish I knew how much I
Doing
miss.
too bad on ammo. I'll consider it.
That we're all screwed
Only that back guy we're really wasting it.
when we play our roles and ignore the problems. I wish I knew.
EBR, 2-shot, or 1-shot, higher penetration, 556. One advantage, 556. It's got better penetration, shit, contact length. Not used enough the AUG online when I do a lot of PvE, people don't run it. You get the odd person who does, the majority of people don't run it for some reason. Not the best cover in the world, I'm sorry, but you know things aren't going to go through it. It's just, it'll be fatter than the tree. Am I actually going to get a win with the 15 order when I'm going to KO the last two guys again? I've made a bit of a pattern of this behaviour. Probably. Another throw grenade, well, that's really handicap AI. Love it. Right, we're going in the tunnels. Oh, that's one. Anyway, that is fire rolls for you. Underused personally in game, the AUG. It is oddly not used a lot. I was about to say it's got very high penetration. That is probably why it was KO in one shot. We look at like the M14 on the other hand. Still very high penetration, but I found that AUG was just hitting a lot more effectively. But anyway, that's the AUG for you. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I put some decently interesting music in. That was a very slow match. Very big maps, snowy peaks, but what else can you really, it's an AUG, it's green. He wants a woodland to fight in, not fighting in like urban or in Afghanistan. They did use them in Afghanistan, but not heavily because Europe was like, we're not joining in your American war on the Middle East and your crusade for oil. But there's politics. Setting, folks.